Welcome everyone to Heart2Art. I'm Haley Fonfa.
I'm Sincere Art.
I'm Caitlin Wallace.
And I'm Nautica, or Notty for short, Notty Designs.
Thank you so much, Notty, for being our first featured artist. We're so excited to have you. We appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching. We're going to resolve all our technical difficulties as we go along, but this is the real life that we're living, so we're happy to have everyone here, and we're super excited about this. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Of course.
For joining.
So I want to start out with just letting Notty kind of explain who she is, about her art, what inspires her, and we'll kind of dive deeper into the topics we've been kind of promoting over the week about, spirituality, mental health, astrology, representation, all of those types of things in art. So I'm very excited to hear what Notty has to say. I watch Notty's YouTube channel a lot, so I just kind of want to plug her there. You guys should definitely go watch her YouTube channel, follow her on all her platforms. Of course, we'll, be sending out her information after this, but go ahead, Notty.
All right, so a little bit about me. I just create Black women as supernatural beings. It's something that I recently wanted to do over the years. As a kid, I never really saw like supernatural beings as Black women. And when I do, they'll be like racially ambiguous and don't want to like actually show, hey, this is a dark-skinned Black woman posing as a siren or a mermaid or a fairy. So I was like, I'm so interested into stuff like that, so why don't I draw it? But at the beginning of my art career, I wasn't really like thinking, hey, I want to draw Black women like that. I was thinking like, okay, I'm just going to draw supernatural creatures. And it wasn't until I started my spiritual journey with like root work and witchcraft that I realized that I wanted to create people and create art where I can have dark-skinned Black women having beautiful, colorful hair and beautiful lips and like beautiful colored eyes that look like mystical and ethereal that you wouldn't really see. So once I took that path with my art, everything just like came together. It was just like crazy how everything came together for me and how I know what my path was. And it took a long time for me to come to that conclusion, because you know how you go on your journey, you don't really know what you're doing until it finally like clicks for you. Like it just comes together and you're like, wow, so why didn't I know this before? Could have told me a little bit earlier. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. I just really get inspired by women being boss bitches. Like they have their own empire, they're building their own thing, especially in like the artist community, especially a community that's really male dominated. Seeing women trying to build an empire of their own, being in entrepreneurship, becoming legends. I love that, and that really inspires me in my art, so I can continue to work harder and harder to also build an empire. Like you guys on the screen, you kind of inspire me. I wouldn't have been going if it wasn't for you three doing y'all thing, because you guys are like pretty awesome. Every time I see you guys pose or y'all talk about y'all business, it's kind of cool seeing you guys do that, and to like continue to beat the odds, especially as women in the industry or women of color in the industry. It's very hard to like get by in this industry because so many people want us to like be like not humble. They want us to just like be in this little box, and we're just like breaking out of that box and breaking the standards. So that's what really inspires me to continue to create, and also like spiritual stuff. I really want people to be better. Once I started like my journey to heal myself, my spirit guides or my ancestors, they kept telling me, Nautica, you were put here because you were supposed to guide others and help others as well as yourself. And they kept telling me that for months and months, and I couldn't listen because I was like healing from my own trauma. And it wasn't until I was like halfway there, I was like, I want people to feel as happy as I'm feeling right now. I want people to feel beautiful within themselves, confident within themselves. I want them to know where to start to healing, or how they can just find peace in any environment they're in, or if they're in a bad environment and they really can't like see an end goal to like being happy. I want to let them know that it is possible being in an environment that's really not healthy for you, but you still can be happy, you can still love yourself, you can still find that inner peace. that financial abundance, that financial security, that mental security. I just really wanted to help so many people. And once that came to me, and it actually came to me earlier this year, like when it was around December, and that's when the eclipse happened. So it was like big transformations and a lot of transformations going on. And once that hit for me, I was like, okay, so this is what I have to do. And everything just took off from there. Like I've been making connections with like you guys and other artists, and I've been connecting with other people who support me, and they'll come to me and tell me, oh, this helped me so much. And I'm just like, thank you.
Oh.
Like, thank you for telling me that, because like that's what I want to do. I want to help you. That's all I want to do. So yeah, that's a little bit or a lot of bit about me and what I do.
You were put on this earth as a healer.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Well, like I love hearing how much about like, you know, your art is about interpersonal connections, and I think that like, you know, art is really important that way, that we're, you know, facilitating conversations with each other, we're sharing ideas, and, you know, the fact that your work is so much about connecting with other people, I find super empowering.
Thank you.
And can I just ask you, like, is there anything specifically that encouraged you to create work that way?
Actually, yes. So it was actually back in like 2018 when I started to learn like about skin tones and stuff. I was like, I just went back to when I was a kid and how I was drawing back then, and I would draw like mystical creatures or like that were Black people as beautiful beings, and I was like, wow, what if I create them but kind of make it a little bit more ethereal, like, oh, she'll have golden red hair, like golden blonde hair and white eyes. You never see that before.
Yeah.
So like, I really wanted to do something like that, and I just want to connect with my inner child, basically. Like I just went back to my childhood and how I wanted to connect with her and how I wanted her to see these beautiful beings now, because at that time I couldn't see it. I really couldn't connect with anything that I saw on TV, that I saw in books. I would have to create my own characters in those books and like imagine that I was in those books. And I'm a Libra. I love to imagine stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I love that. So I was like, all right, it's time to stop imagining this and to start actually creating those beings, because I can create those beings. I'm working hard to do it. So it's time for you to actually put it to paper and show the world that Black women can be seen as these ethereal supernatural beings that we are. So that's basically it.
Yeah, awesome.
Wow, you are just a radiant light. That's super. I love to listen to you. I could listen to you all day, honestly, and your voice is amazing.
Yeah, so
sweet.
You know, you bring up a couple different things I want to talk about. You know, first thing that I thought of when you speak about, you know, representation is, you know, comic books and cartoon characters and all those types of things, you know, when we were growing up, really didn't have that representation and stuff. And I just find it, you know, so interesting and honestly so powerful that you were able to imagine those things on your own and, you know, create your own world that you knew existed, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So I guess, you know, one thing also that stuck out to me too is how you spoke about your inner child. I'm a kid. I'm a big kid, like in a lady's body. I hate it, but I feel like I do it all the time. And, you know, I'm super in touch with my inner child. And I wonder, I guess, how you know, kind of teach people how to be in touch with your inner child and how spirituality connects with your inner child. Cause, you know, I remember like as a kid, like now I remember as a kid, not at the time, obviously I wasn't really like, aware about it, but like, you know, being on the playground, being like, you know, what a world this is. I'm like 9 years old, you know, looking around. I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? And I just think it's, I don't know, like I want you to unpack that for me a little bit. Like, I just think it's such an interesting thing to think about. And like, do other people remember those kinds of things? Like everyone goes through the, you know, vibes and feelings, you know.
Right. So I think connecting with your inner child, the easiest way is like remembering the stuff that you used to love doing as a kid. So I used to love to watch videos of like my favorite K-pop dancers dancing, and I would imagine myself dancing to those dances, but I was always shy to do it, or I had like family members telling me I couldn't really do that. So I was just in a shell, not really wanting to express myself. So when I was connecting with my inner child for healing, I went back to dancing and like wanting to dance those certain dances that I did as a kid. So every time I do that, I feel into that emotion of being a kid, of being very happy dancing and feeling free when I dance. Or when I just sing a song that I truly love that gives me like goosebumps up and down my body into the mirror, I just sing it and like I feel like a kid again. Like I feel giddy. Like you know how kids just feel giddy and happy for no reason at all. Like it's just happy for no reason. So that's what it's like connecting with your inner child is all about. Like just feeling happy and giddiness for exactly no reason at all. Just doing things that you love and being unapologetic about it. And I think as adults, we forget that. We forget how to be unapologetically happy and giddy and just being in love with ourselves and the things that we truly love in the world. So I think when you do connect with your inner child, just go back to the things that you truly loved, and if you couldn't do it as a kid, do it now. And like remember how you would want to feel when that happens. And honestly, doing that actually kind of boosts manifestation if you're into that, like manifestation. Connecting with your inner child and being happy, because you know kids always make wishes, and every time they make the wishes they believe it wholeheartedly, like it's going to come to them. So you know, feeling happy and connecting with your inner child can boost your manifestations, can boost abundance in your life, can, you know, bring happiness into your life. So you can like go throughout the day just feeling happy. And I actually have like 2 rituals to do so I can connect with my child every single day. Before I even get in the shower, I actually take 30 minutes to just dance in the mirror and just like sing in the mirror or do like a whole dance routine to my favorite song before I get in that shower.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I do it every single night. And if I kind of like skip a night, I don't really feel as happy as I would if I didn't skip it. So just, yeah, creating a ritual for yourself to just feel unapologetically happy and loving how you look being happy is just powerful.
Have you ever had, like, everybody has days where they're like, fuck, like today is just a shitty day, right?
Right.
How do you kind of, I feel like, especially you being a woman of color, I feel like you're put in a box where it's like, oh, well, she can't do this because of her skin tone, or she can't, or this person's not allowed to do this. How do you kind of navigate to inspire other people of color throughout those shitty days that you have? I guess what I'm saying is, how do you take all that and make it into something beautiful when you feel like you can't?
Right. So honestly, it took a lot of hard work to get rid of those self-limiting beliefs that all women of color but like specifically Black women specifically have to get rid of, because I used to think that I couldn't be successful as an artist because of my skin tone, which it is very true. It is very true that sometimes Black people can't really go as far as their non-Black counterparts, especially their white counterparts. But I chose to believe in myself, and I chose to say, I'm going to be to where the hell I want to be. I know it's going to take a lot of hard work as opposed to my white counterparts or like my non-Black white counterparts that don't visibly look like ethnic, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I know it's just going to take a lot of hard work to get there, but I'm going to get there. And I just had to believe that. And I had to keep telling myself, like, with positive affirmations, you're going to be financially successful. You're going to have a lot of people to support you. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. And I had to continue to, it took months for me to like work on these self-limiting beliefs, because I'm not going to lie, at the beginning of my art career, I always used to complain. I always used to be like sorry for myself instead of taking action and figuring out how I can maneuver with the current climate. Because unfortunately, with this climate, women of color and Black women, they do have like separate experiences, but it's still kind of harder for us to get ahead as opposed to our white counterparts. But it's not impossible. It's just unfortunately it takes like a lot of hard work. Yeah, it's just going to take a lot of hard work, and I had to realize that and to actually work towards what I wanted to achieve in life. So when I do have like bad or shitty days, I actually feel those emotions. I get mad. I get angry. I have an Aries moon. I let that thing out. And I would just like go to my guides and tell them how I'm feeling, and like they'll just sit there and hold me. They'll listen, or I also journal as well. And once I release those emotions instead of holding it in, I feel so much better. Like the next day, I feel so much better, or like that night, I'll feel better. And I'll also like meditate, like especially my sacral chakra, that really just gets rid of like the anxiety and all the pain and anger that kind of comes from that. So when I do those things, I feel way better than I did beforehand. And sometimes it'll come back, but I just know that I have the tools to realize that, hey, I can like accomplish anything. Of course, I'm going to have shitty days, but the days after, it can be a blessing. It can be amazing. Like, because every time I do have shitty days, the days that come after that be so beautiful and so powerful. I'm just like, okay, I forgot about those shitty days I had. So it's just learning how to manage your emotions instead of like holding it in and like not feeling those like emotions that people will call ugly, and like, because you can't be love and light all the time. I wish you can, but you need a balance. You need a balance of everything. So I chose to, instead of holding it in, just like let it out and release it. Just release those ugly emotions instead of holding it on. So when I do want to go throughout the day and throughout my week, I can just forget about those emotions and continue to bring in abundance that I do want to bring in. But in this moment, in this present moment, I am valid to feel this way. It's okay to feel this way. And it's not something I should be ashamed of. It's a part of the human experience. And it's something that I want like everybody to feel. Be angry and be mad and feel irritated, because if we weren't supposed to have these emotions, we wouldn't have them. But we do. So we have to express them. So that's how I kind of like work through my shitty days when I have them. I just be like, oh man, I feel like shit, and just cry or curse out, curse somebody out, like curse my journal. I'm like, man, this is some bull. But yeah.
Has there been one piece that really helped you heal inside? You know, like all of us artists have that one piece that we're so attached to that piece for whatever reason. We spend months on it, or it just means a lot to us. Has there been one piece that you can think of that really, I guess, drove you to where you are now and helped you heal a lot of those things?
I want to say one piece is really, really recent, and I make so many pieces, I actually forgot the name of it. I don't think I gave it a name, actually, because I draw every single day. I don't even think I gave it a name. That's how, like, powerful it was, honestly. But it was this piece where I had drew, because I was in a very creative slump, like, for probably, like, a couple of months. I was in a very creative slump. I did not want to create. I didn't know where, like, when I want my art to go. And I just didn't want to go through a certain path. And it was because during that time, something was supposed to end. A transformation was coming for me, and I didn't realize it at the time, but I just felt so glad. Like, I didn't want to create anything. I didn't want to pick up a pencil. I didn't want to pick up a paintbrush. But something came into my mind when I was about to go to bed that day, and I was like, I envisioned this, like, beautiful goddess with, like, big curly hair. She was, like, light blue with green. She had a third eye, and the third eye was crying. And so I was like, okay, let me get up and actually draw that. So I got up, I drew it, and while I was drawing it, all my emotions poured out into that piece. When I drew her tears, I was like, these are my emotions. This is exactly how I feel. My heart is like coming through her tears. And I just like, I didn't cry, but I like felt the emotions through my pencil into that painting. So when I created it, I wanted everyone to see it, because I was like, somebody needs to see this. Somebody needs to see that you can go through these slumps, and it's okay to go through these like creative slumps, but don't give up. Don't think it's like the end, that is everything is just the end, and that you would never pick up a brush again. That creating that piece was basically me saying, I hope you guys are okay, that you will be okay, and that I'm going to be okay eventually when I create that piece. So I think that piece really do have a place in my heart, honestly.
I love it.
That's awesome. You know, oh, sorry. You want to go, Katie?
Oh, I was just gonna make a comment that a lot of your work, like, to me, seems so cathartic and so liberating, that just like hearing you say these things, like the intentionality behind it, you know, really gives like a lot of like depth into your pieces. So I just wanted to make a comment.
Thank you so much.
No, I was just gonna say, you know, you speak about how you had a creative block for a long time. you know, a question actually that someone off Instagram asked was, how do you keep creating so constantly? And I thought the same thing. You're very consistent with, you know, putting work out, and not only putting work out, but, you know, your marketing, your YouTube, you know, how you promote, how you do your entire business. So like, could you speak on that a little bit? Because I mean, I know that there's days I don't even want to do anything. And then I'm like, oh, shit, I was supposed to post it this time. Like I said, I was going to drop this, whatever, you know, those types of things.
Yeah, I definitely can. So don't get me wrong, I procrastinate. I'm a procrastinator. Okay, don't get me wrong. But my life path is life path number 8, and we are workaholics. We don't stop, we grind. We sometimes don't even know when to rest. And it's so irritating. Like when I first started my art career, I was like drawing every single day. And that's honestly how I was so able to gain so many skills so quickly, because I drew every single day for like 2 years and I did not stop at all. So the way that I'm able to continue to like create a lot, because honestly, I just love it. I used to love creating every single day, because I used to love painting every single day, just picking up a brush and painting and then posting it and then showing everybody like, hey guys, I did this cute little piece. Do you guys like it or what? So like it was just really fun creating every single day. And like when I market, I have like a set routine, and like when I go against that routine, I feel like why did I go against it? So that's why I kind of keep up with it. And I learned some like productivity tips in order for me to try to stay track with on everything I do. I make sure I only do 3 tasks a day so I don't overwhelm myself. I make sure that the task that I do makes sense and I can do that within that day. So I just kind of like, you know, make sure that when I do things and like I market things, it's right in my soul. Like today I should post this. I feel like I should post this. And if I don't feel like I should do it, I just not do it at all and just save it for another day. And I make sure I just like take out one day for myself where I can just catch up on things that I haven't catched up on. And I kind of just remember like there are people out there who want to see my work or who would like to, you know, read these emails or see these YouTube videos. And when I put those things out, I just feel really accomplished. Like you get that feeling of like I did something and I am proud of it. So throw me my check. But yeah, that's basically how I'm able
You're
to
very
like
authentic to yourself. Like you have such a pure being. You're not
Aw.
fabricated. There's nothing to you that's like, oh, okay. Do you ever feel like you're a very authentic person, and I feel like that resonates through your art? Did you ever have, I guess all artists have those moments of doubt where they're like, well, my work is like, it's okay, but like there's people doing this and there's people doing that, because I know
Right.
I do that all the time.
Right.
How did you, I guess, continue to pursue what you were doing without letting any limitations come to you?
Right. So once again, that's something that I had to consistently work on for months at a time. I had to sit with myself and journal and try to figure out where those feelings of feeling limited came from, or feeling like I'm inadequate as opposed to this artist. And I think the thing that really helped me out during those times was that we all have different paths in life, and this was her route to take and she did amazing. And I should, instead of being jealous of the fact that she took that route and she was able to create this empire or whatever she was doing at the time, I should take notes from it. So one day I will also be to that route, but it's just going to be a different pathway that I'm going to take. Like everybody has a path that they have to take in life that is different from other people's paths. And I just had to consistently remember that when I take those paths, when I take my own path, it's my path. There's a reason why I'm going down this path. There's a reason why it's probably slower than hers, or there's a reason why mine is faster than hers, even though she's probably better than what I'm doing. I just stuck to what I was doing, what I was creating. I was like, okay, so what I'm creating is this. It's completely separate from what she's creating. My passion, my purpose, why I'm creating this art piece is for this reason. She probably creating this because of that reason.
Yeah.
And I had to remember, I had to remember that we're not the same. We're different people and we're different entities and different bodies. So when I do have those self-limiting thoughts and beliefs that I may be inadequate to a person that I really admire, I stop them immediately. And I think about how long it took them to get there. And I think about how long it took them to build that empire and to practice to get to where they are. And when I think about that, I was like, okay, wow, I can put in that work because maybe one day I will be able to get there and get towards that place that she did. So yeah.
You definitely will. That's awesome. Sorry, I've been trying to like fix it so that we have a little more time. It looks like we
I
have
see that too.
a minute and a half left of like this show. I'm sad about it. I know. I'm like, can we extend it? I was literally looking on my phone, but we literally can't. So, I mean, I guess I want to close with, if it doesn't, take you too long, I don't really know that much about it, but if you want to read a tarot card for the day or one of ours or something like that, we would love to end on that because I know we talked about it.
I do got it. I did pull it out.
I'm excited. I'm like, yes.
Let's see. Spirit, I asked you for a collective message. Oh, we got the sun card. That thing just like flew out the card.
Oh shit.
They want y'all to be happy as hell. So let's see. I'm gonna do like 2 more cards. Let's see if she can fly out. Okay. So I got the Sun card, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Chariot. So what I'm getting from this is happiness. That's the word that really came to my mind, is happiness, abundance, that is really coming in for a lot of people, and that, material things, success, if you really believe in yourself and where you want to go to, success will come to you. It's very powerful, and you got to continue to work hard at what you do, put in the effort, put in that work to get to where you want to go. And that as long as you continue to focus on your path, happiness, the Sun card, is really going to come to you, and it's going to come to you in abundance. You just have to truly believe that it's yours, that you have to claim it, like claim that shit right now. Like, I'm going to be happy. Money is coming to me. I am successful in any endeavor that I coming to. Yeah. And that I can actually if I put in the work, the Chariot, things will come to me abundantly and powerfully. This basically, this reading is saying, believe in yourself. Like, happiness, bitch. Like, that's what I'm getting. Like, the word happiness keeps coming in my mind.
Exactly what I'm talking about this whole time.
That's awesome. I felt like that the whole time. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Notty. I wish we could have an episode with you every day, honestly.
I know, you're
you're amazing. Your art's incredible, and I'm really glad, everyone got to listen to a little bit about you, and who knows, maybe we'll have to do a part 2 since, we love you so much. And
oh, y'all so sweet. I love y'all so much too.
Interview her for hours.
Yeah. Seriously.
I could talk for hours, so.
All right, well, follow Notty. We'll throw her ad in and all of our, posts we do about it at Notty Designs. Follow Heart2Art Pod. We'll be having a bunch of cool things going on, cool artists, being showcased. We love everyone that's supporting us, and we're so excited to have this platform for everyone.